Welcome to the video you've all been waiting for. It's finally here, the transformation of our Sandy remodel project. Let's go take a look. Welcome to the entry of our Sandy remodel project. A lot has changed since you've first seen this home, and I wanted to point out a couple of items that we really hit hard on. So one of them is you'll notice that we no longer have a door here, and this goes into an office space. It originally had 2 entrances, which really wasn't necessary, so we thought closing this off would really be the perfect solution to making it feel like an entryway. We also wanted to give them some beautiful sconces so that it just kind of added that extra element, and it provided some additional ambient lighting and is going to be beautiful with the console table and the more abstract mirror that they have coming to complement those. Also, our flooring is the same all throughout the home. If you remember, we had several different flooring transitions. There used to be this really interesting hexagon tile all throughout the entryway. And we even got rid of the original 70s wooden baluster and replaced it with this custom black metal one. And I really wanted to kind of soften everything up. So that was the purpose of bringing in these arched balusters, as you see here. And together, everything just feels a little bit softened. There's a little hint of contrast. And with her carpet, the wood and the black tones, it just all merges beautifully together. Another thing that has really changed is this feels like an open space. It really pulls you inward as you come in from their front door. There used to be about 3 feet of drywall framing each side of this entryway. So we've eliminated that, which really has opened up the space and has highlighted some awesome features that this home originally had, which I'll get to here in a minute. Before I talk about those though, we've relocated her bar area. It used to be centered on this wall, and it used to feel very 70s. So what we wanted to do is relocate it in a place that feels like this perfect little corner and this little nook area that you can just come to and not have to really worry about your furniture placement or it getting in the way of anything. This is the perfect home for that. And we wanted it to feel cohesive with her kitchen because it's kind of in that same general area. So we reused this amazing leathered quartzite countertop, which you'll see in the kitchen in a bit. And then we brought in the wood stain element that also is in the kitchen and these beautiful brass gallery rails. And we really wanted to hit it hard with making this space feel cohesive to everything else, but kind of have some more of those organic elements. Our client loves green and some of these moodier tones, so we really wanted to make sure that we incorporated all of that for her as well. Now, heading over here, you can really see the impact that removing these walls has made. It's so much more light and airy. And you'll notice too that the windows, they stayed the same. So I didn't want to paint the wood trim. I didn't want to paint the wooden beam because I really wanted to keep some of those natural pieces to really ground the space, but also give it some contrast. Right over here is their new dining room, and I am so happy with how this came together. If you remember, originally we had the window seat with grid lines on the window, so we eliminated that just so that it really let in more light and felt a little bit more modern and current. We also reused her dining room table that she has, and the previous window seat sat pretty low, so we were able to give that some height so that it's at the perfect measurement for her dining room table that she wanted to reuse. We've created a beautiful moment with this millwork detail at the bottom of the bench and even centered the light. If you remember the original dining room layout, their light fixture was not centered with the window whatsoever. And I wanted to keep it really light and kind of organic and fresh and clean feeling in here. So we did some simple artwork on the walls and brought in a pop of color in this little nook area where the window seat is. Just over here is their kitchen, which might be, it's so hard to say. I want to say it's my favorite space, but there's so many that I love in this home. But their kitchen is stunning. It went through probably one of the biggest transformations. If you remember their kitchen area, the island was much smaller and it was rotated in this direction. We also eliminated some of their soffits that they had up at the top here so that we could take their cabinets from the floor to the ceiling. And a couple of other things that I want to mention are the materials that we chose. So this is that same countertop that you see in the bar area. It's a leather quartzite, and it feels like it's just really beautiful. I love it so much. But it has all of this like texture that you can actually feel, and it gives it a little bit more of like a matte finish, which I loved. And then you'll also notice that we really kind of changed up the whole footprint of her kitchen. So she used to have a dishwasher here. We replaced it with a fridge. You might be looking at the fridge thinking that's a really weird fridge, because it is, because we don't have the rest of the fridge here yet. And that's the reality of these projects that we're working on, is sometimes there are items that are back ordered and we just do the best that we can. But once they come in, which should be here in the next couple of weeks, this will match the bottom portion and it will just fit right in and not stick out like a sore thumb like it currently does. And then further back in the kitchen, we replaced the previous sink that they had and gave them this front apron exposed porcelain sink, which is so stunning. No longer has a divider in it and really makes an impact in the overall space, especially paired up against kind of the darker cabinet color and these kind of darker countertops that we did too. Another big change that this kitchen went through is we eliminated the microwave and the stove and oven that was right below it, and instead really elevated it with this custom hood and this beautiful gas cooktop range. Our client preferred gas, so we were very excited to be able to provide that for her. And we even were able to give her extra storage too, which you don't really get with an oven. I mean, you kind of do, but this looks a lot better. And then just over here, because we eliminated that stove and the microwave, we also gave her these beautiful double ovens, which I kind of want to touch on a little bit. So when I initially met with this client, she really was very vocal in the fact that she trusted me and she trusted my vision, which made the overall project a huge success. And it really helped me to be able to get her outside of her comfort zone and really do what I was hired to do, which was create a beautiful space that really spoke to her and was a home that felt unique for her and her only. That's one thing that I love doing. I love working with clients in a collaboration type form, but also not being held back by any restrictions, and having that mutual respect between your designer and yourself as the client is super important, because it really helps transform your space from something that maybe you wouldn't have even thought of, right? Without any of those limitations, we're really able to take this and make some magic together. So if that's something that you are looking for, and if that's what sounds like you would enjoy, then I would highly recommend and encourage you to click the link in our bio so that we can make some magic together too and give you your own authentic design.